we're going up.
With third party. Has started broadcasting the meeting on custom live streaming service.
Yes.
Well, looks like we are live. Today is
Tuesday.
holy smoke. We have just less than a week to go until Election Day, the most important election of our entire lives, some would say. Johnny
Yes.
is running for House District number 5 in Denver, Colorado, in the Mile High City. It doesn't just cover Mile High City in Denver, Colorado. Covers a few of the outlying suburban areas as well.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Are you excited, bro?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of relaxed and excited at the same time. But it's like, but I can see, I was listening to Lauren Boebert this morning. She was up at 6:30 in the morning doing an interview on KNUS. And she says, oh, I'm just going to drive down here and I'm going to talk to some of the farmers down over here. And I said, if you, I don't know, I don't know if I could Uber it from here to there to here to here or there. I guess I could.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Might take a little bit of time, but yeah, that's good.
So, it's interesting. Oh, if people go up to the website, I do have a donation button on the website. I do have a button for volunteers. We're coming down to the last week, and could definitely use your support at Johnny J 4, the number 4, hd5co.com. So that's Johnny J, the number 4, hd5co.com. And the donations have been coming through as much, but if you can volunteer just to continue to make phone calls, and I'm thinking like right now, it's like they said like in Denver, in Colorado, only 1 million people have voted so far.
Interesting. There's a large voter turnout in a lot of different cities and a lot of different states.
Let me see if that's changed. Let me see. Okay. How many people so far have voted in Colorado? Let's see if they say.
Count with that.
Over 1 million voters, and this is just one day ago.
Wow.
So I know there's definitely a lot more than 1 million people here in Colorado.
Well, most assuredly. I mean, there's more than 1 million folks just in the city and county of Denver, isn't there?
Oh,
Yeah.
I see 6 days ago, 2 days ago. I'm looking for something now.
Yeah. Your best bet is to hit some of the latest poll trends and things like that. I wonder if some of the state trends are even being recorded.
But that's pretty sorry for everybody that registered to get a driving license. And Griswold has just been sending them out so much that women that 2 years ago when she sent it out to 30,000 illegals and claim it was a mistake.
Yeah.
And then she sent out, now the first one she sent out, it had her name on it saying, Janet Griswold is welcoming you to cast your ballot. Then the second one she sent out to say that it was a mistake didn't have her name on it.
Right.
So, a lot of shenanigans are going on. And of course, like they may stamp our show with this thing about voter misinformation and voter information, go here and go there. But we shall see. We shall see what they will stamp our show with. So
interesting show. Speaking of shows, we got the Joe Rogan Experience. Wow, what an interview! We brought that up last evening on our podcast, and really didn't get a touch on it in any great length, but figured we'd talk a little bit about it today. the Joe Rogan Experience is one of the largest podcasts
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, 33 million so far, and I think he gets even more on some of his interviews.
Yeah, I was hearing 50 million on YouTube. I was hearing 33 million on his podcast alone, 80 some odd million. I mean, insane numbers. When you look at the guy, the college dropout, uh, UFC aficionado. So, he just happened to really enjoy UFC stuff and started covering it back in his younger days. And, you know,
Hmm.
um, suddenly he's one of the most well-respected talk show hosts out there. Really awesome. I mean,
Oh yeah,
he covers a lot of cool stuff. He
yeah,
does a little bit of the tinfoil hat stuff. But he's definitely not a conservative right wing type individual.
Hmm.
He
Mhm,
likes
yeah.
to be a little bit more balanced, as it were. So anytime that he brings up certain points, like well, look, he just wants to interview Kamala Harris and do
Did you
a
hear the negotiation concerning that?
yeah,
Okay, so Harris, her team said, "Well, we don't want to go to you. We want you to come to us.
that's right,
We only want to do 1 hour."
right,
And he says, "Hey, I got my studio here. This is where I do it.
yeah,
You come to me." Trump
that's
came
right,
to me.
that's
"Well,
right.
what's wrong with you?"
Yeah,
And I said, "Yeah, because who knows? I mean, they'll have one of those monitors up over his shoulder, so they can make sure they feed the questions or feed the answers, or even I don't know.
Earpiece.
Yeah, those Bluetooth. They said like her earbuds look
Bluetooth
like
ears.
Bluetooth, right? So so they want it where they can feed her the answers in the Bluetooth. And I like what he was saying on Joe Rogan. He says, I think every president should have a cognitive test, you know, because, apparently, they were hiding. And this is not the first time, Woodrow Wilson, I guess he had a stroke, and his wife and his press, um, what's it now? What was the guy? Office manager, I forgot what they called him. Were pretty much running the White House, and nobody knew except for his wife and him, and the press guy, and maybe a few other people. But back in those days, we you know we had only radio
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
We had video reels. I think they were like kind of silent. That might have been silent video reels at that time. But you wouldn't get,
Yeah, there was silent movies then.
yeah, so you weren't really getting that stuff around that quickly. And so it was easy to hide it back then.
For years,
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah. So 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 this thing with and then of course the news feeding you the fake news and propaganda, and then some people believing it. I I'm kind of thinking it was this guy with there's a website, True Facts or something like that.
Mm.
But you hear some of the people with their misinformation, and they actually believe this stuff. So, but it's just interesting. But anyway, so go ahead and try that. Try to Google Joe Rogan, Trump, and let's look at the first maybe 5 things that come up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is 30. Last time we checked it was either 40 million. I think I was listening to Candace on, and she said like 38 million. And she did a show yesterday. Then I heard up to like 41 million views. And
Huh.
even with all this submerging with Google, people are still finding that interview.
Well, I mean, it's easily enough tracked down, but it's interesting is the header search comes up with 0 results. Now,
Yeah, Getter's just another Google wannabe, though.
second here.
Yeah. And so people, this
Joe
is when
Rogan,
you know that
Trump interview.
the social justice warriors who call themselves reporters are not really reporters. They're opinion people. And remember, it was a song by Michael Jackson. Just because they say it in a newspaper doesn't make it factual.
So there are some results here, some trending results. There's some claims about the interview.
Yeah. But
A
where's the
Forbes
interview?
article. Joe Rogan says, what's this say here? Joe Rogan says interview faced issue with YouTube searches.
Oh, so
YouTube
his people are finding out about it too.
Well, it's interesting because there's a bunch of articles here that says that YouTube is censoring the video. I saw it no problem. 2 days, 3 days.
Now, did you see it through Rumble or through YouTube?
Actually, I want to say I saw it on YouTube. I saw the whole thing on
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay,
Yeah, I
because
saw it on YouTube.
okay. All right, so
It's interesting that they're censoring it now. That it's gotten well over, I think, 50 million views. It was 38 million last night.
okay, that's why when Candace did her show.
Newsweek.
Oh
30
yeah.
false
And she,
claims Donald Trump made to Joe Rogan. There's a big old long list of, I don't remember him doing anything that was false. What do I
yeah,
know?
well, they're lies just to just to make it seem like they're real. And I don't know, you have to look at some of the silliness that they've been doing as they call themselves. And I just did another song. I had in my mind. Last night I had this mind, the word fight, fight, fight. So I said, okay. So I put down the list of things we as Americans we should fight for. Then I went over the GPS chat, put it in there, and it gave me a Watertown version. And I said, wait a minute. I want this to be as controversial as I had it before. Because I was talking about the illegals coming in over the legals and talking about I was just pointing out some stuff that just factual stuff. So it gave me everything except for about the illegal thing, and I just put that in myself. But it's so funny that they'll give you. That's what I'm finding. They'll give me a pretty generic, watered down version of what I wrote.
Yep,
And then,
standard boilerplate answers are
yes,
named even to the point where businesses are having a hard time running they're doing what they're needing to do, and they're not trying to look for some sort of controversial anything. They're just
yeah,
running a business, and they get these standard boilerplate episode answers when they put in these certain prompts into these different chatbots. So
You guys
that's
know internet's going to be down next week, probably.
yeah,
you know what?
it's
I
definitely because
we got we got
do have
one Peter
elections
Boyle.
coming.
Yeah, Peter Boyle is saying that that you probably won't know the results the day after. But I'm thinking with my race, come on, you got to know something the day after. But
Maybe.
we shall
What
see.
did they do last time? They didn't have any results for for
Like
weeks.
was it 6 weeks or was it, I'm not 6 weeks, was it 6 days or?
No, it was more than it was way more than a week.
Ah, yes,
It
okay.
was about
Because they said they have to wait for the military. If it's early voting, why is people in the military waiting until the last minute?
They aren't.
they aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I got my ballot in beginning of August, and they said it's available by August 20th or something like that. So I got it, filled it out, sent it back. It's all online, and I just got a thing yesterday. My ballot has been counted.
Wow.
Perfect.
Because okay, I did it. We did like we got our ballot that Saturday,
Yeah.
the 12, and we got it that we got it that Saturday the 12th. We filled it out on Monday, and then I got the results, I think, Thursday of that week. You know, we dropped it in the box. So it's like, and so I don't know. I just didn't feel like waiting. You know, I wanted to get it in and just to see like this thing about
They already know that they cannot win this election. They can't.
Oh yeah,
They have no way to win this election.
no.
But they're gonna make it so hard for him to even get into office. They're
And
gonna call election fraud and everything else and foreign interference. And if it's foreign interference, military steps in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then they do it with paper ballots with the military watching.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what I heard also. Okay, what was that group that was protesting the banks back in the day? What were they called? The occupiers that were putting tents up in front of the banks, stuff like that, and then they transformed into Antifa and maybe even the Black Lives Matter. So they're saying that the group that the Palestinians groups are doing the same thing because they started out with protesting and putting tents up, and now they're going to transform into a group within the United States as well.
It's interesting that you bring that up and make these interesting correlations, Johnny, from Occupy Wall Street to
Yes, that's what
Black Lives Matter to Antifa to new groups which could conceivably spring up. You know, what's interesting to me is, the idea that they reenacted this, gosh, I don't have the name and number of the law right in front of me, but yeah, something to do with the military being able to help local and state authorities if things do happen to kind of start.
Obama made it so that one of the laws they passed was that for infrastructure such as voting,
Mhm.
if you mess with it, it's an act of war.
Right.
And it didn't used to be that way before Obama.
It didn't used to be that way before Obama. And further, the military now has the ability to authorize, from higher up, a few questionable acts on citizens.
And this time around, what I found out that he's already paid for like the staff to come in to replace their staff, which most Republicans, when they come into office, they bring their people.
Right.
And the other time he didn't bring his people, he was just counting on the ones he was thinking that he could trust the ones that were there to give him somewhat good advice, and then with his gut feeling, weed him out that way.
He didn't know before,
Yeah. So this time is a lot different, and that 2025 has nothing to do with it. It's 47, 2047 that he has worked out now. So it's going to be interesting to see. Oh, and I didn't look at it, which I'll probably, because I stay up all night listening to the news, and I can listen to it as much as I can bear. So it's going to have Harris probably spewing a bunch of lies about January 6th. She's not going to bring up Epstein, who was undercover for the FBI and was on the most wanted list, and suddenly he's no longer on the most wanted list, and he gets a slap on the wrist and a misdemeanor, and he gets to walk away, though he was
Epstein
there.
wasn't on FBI.
No. It's another Epstein that was saying go into the Capitol.
Oh.
Yeah, it was another Epstein.
No. That
was it Epstein?
No. You're talking about the big guy.
Yeah. Let's see. You mean like big in stature?
Yeah.
No, I never did really get a description. Yeah, I never got a description.
I'm trying to think of what his name is, and he was definitely FBI asset. Definitely.
Yeah. And
the shaman guy?
No, not him.
No.
It was a guy that he was saying go in. He was saying we have to go into the Capitol.
Epps. His name is Ray Epps or something.
Ray Epps. Okay, Ray
yeah.
Epps. Okay, Ray Epps. Okay. I just know it was something Epps, but and
yeah,
so
his name was just Ray Epps. I think he was probably an informant or
and then they show like this other guy, walking to police, and they changed, a cigarette, and they were laughing, joking, and then he just went back to assume his thing, and then the buses that came up and the people changed out of the Antifa outfits to Trump gear. I mean, it was a lot of stuff going on there, and it's almost like all that video some of it has come out, but it's just from what I've been hearing just on different websites. It's like, it's almost like, out of these people have been held hostages in jail for the last, 4 years?
Yeah.
And I know Trump is like pardon all of them.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that didn't get crazy and let the FBI crowd get them into the stuff. Because I was just looking at like some of these old movies, like when the FBI would infiltrate the Klan members, and they would say, "Well, they say, well, then they would rise up and they would say, "Well, we're not gonna kill anybody, but here's a gun, you do it," and then they entrap them that way. So they're in the group and they get the other people to do the crime, and then just like that one, just recently when these guys, the FBI convinced them to kidnap that mayor, that female mayor, and it was
Michigan governor,
it was their idea, not the guys themselves, and so they were able to prove it in court that, hey, this wasn't our idea. This was brought to us by these guys, by the FBI. So entrapment.
When you've got 9 out of 10, well, of course my numbers are wrong, but when you got 9 out of 10 folks and they're sitting there being the informants, to have a case, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
of course, like I say, my numbers are wrong, but I mean, you got just about most of them, FBI informants. It's kind of hard. You got a couple of folks that are kind of like sitting out there, a couple of, well, I guess let's do something. You got a big old group of I don't know.
Yeah, and there's a show. There's a show. It was a old radio show called "I Was a FBI I was a communist FBI informant," and it's pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty. It was a pretty interesting show, and you could just tell like how dangerous that was, But anyway, so like I said, this is the 7th day, and we're going to find out soon enough what's going on. And so it just seemed like it was just yesterday, July 13th, just yesterday. It seemed like the 27th, say what's the 20, yeah, the 27th of June was just yesterday. Man, it's like,
Yeah.
Time flies,
huh?
horse flies, cow flies.
Yeah, yeah. Gee. So, so
We got a week. We got just under a week, and then some do believe that some heavy stuff is going to go down. So do say a little prayer. God is on the throne no matter what happens, and He installs our leaders ultimately.
and
So
it better be pretty good. But it's like seeing how people were such cheap during that pandemic. It makes me wonder, like, who are we as a people?
the
Really?
people,
Yeah, who are we as a people? Where we know that they will lie to us, and then when they tell us the big lie, then we go through like questioning, like, is it true or not? And then when you see like things that are being submerged, information being submerged, it's almost like that Star Trek episode where those kids made the crew see things in the viewer that weren't really there, and it was going to say, Sulu, you're going the wrong direction. And so he was seeing these sharp swords coming towards the ship. It says, no, Captain, I can't change it, I will die. And it's almost like TV gives us examples of how the mind can be easily controlled. And even in some African tribes where there's people that are voodoo guys, they can convince someone that they can cast a spell to cause someone to die.
hey, speaking of spells, it's been in the news last week or two about all these witches, and
Oh, hey, tell that story. Tell that story.
they're going to Trump, and they're doing their thing and casting all these spells, trying to bring Trump down with all this. Well, they're kind of mad because he's apparently got some shield around him.
Imagine that.
Think to myself, well, that's Jesus Christ. That's the shield of Jesus Christ. Thinking, well, we could have that shield too. Just, all we got to do is ask him to come into our hearts, take up residency into our lives, and truly make a change where we can't, where we would love to make that change, but we just, man, we don't have the wherewithal to do that. But
And someone was
Christ,
saying that they were saying I use that the Matthew 22:16, which when Peter was telling Jesus, like, hey, this will not happen to you. And then Jesus had to tell him, get thee behind me, Satan, because your thoughts are not my thoughts, your ways are not my way. And so this guy was saying, hey, we could use the same words. When you go to cast your ballots, you think there are some various things going on, you can say the
get thee
Matthew
behind me,
22:16.
Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say, yeah, why not? Shoot.
Pretty intense. So the witches gave up and they decided they would go ahead and bless Kamala and her campaign
Oh.
as opposed to trying to curse Donald John Trump and his campaign, his super shield of godliness or whatever he's got going on. I don't know. It's kind of a fun little story for the
For
pre-Halloween.
Halloween, pre-Halloween. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
we got 2 more days before. I
Got
was
a
thinking
couple of days.
Halloween was yesterday, but I guess it's
No,
Thursday.
we've got
Thursday.
a couple of days yet.
Yeah, I've been kind of lazy. I need to finish up the script, but I got involved with writing the song, and then the process of putting the barcodes and then going to BMI and registering them with that, and this time I think I made a mistake, and I clicked on the YouTube to. Now they're going to give me strikes on the last 3 songs I put out. I had it put into YouTube so they can rush it, because man, the beat that I got today for the song Fight 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 USA. Oh man.
Looks like you just have something that just came up to go live now on YouTube.
What did I put up? It could have been that Oh, it's probably was the uh, Madison Square Garden. I finally figured out a way to get around them giving me like a music strike. I just put in the title. Well, the body of it was like "All You Need Is Love" by the Beatles, and then I put that the title that I had on the show yesterday. Oh, this is the show that we did yesterday. That's what it is. It's the show. I uploaded the show that we did yesterday. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So on YouTube, while we're doing this one, I'm usually a day late. Because I tried to get it up there last night, but it was just it wouldn't render fast enough because it was 40 minutes or so. So I said, okay, I just schedule it for tomorrow. So anyway, so we have this was it 1984 life that we're experiencing is it's almost like the metric system like being played out in real life. But if I gotta this a guy who's putting out like audio, they're having an audio movie watch party every Friday. And I'm thinking like he was asking for a suggestion. If I can, do you think that that program that you told me about, you think I could find the audio version of the metrics?
Matrix?
Yeah.
Which Matrix?
Well, is there more than one?
There's like 5.
5.
Oh, there's the newest one just came out last year, I think.
Wow.
Resurrection.
Where have I been? I just thought it was just that first one.
You're talking about the movie, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh heck yeah.
There's 4 or 5 of them.
So they made it into a franchise. It's like, oh man. Okay, I'm thinking I haven't even. I saw the first one, but I really it was without audio description. I said, well,
There's books and everything.
books.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe I might just read the book.
Just get an audio book.
Just
Yeah,
get an audio book.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just thinking like because the book could tell me a lot more details than the
Movie?
even the audio description of the
Well,
movie.
maybe. I don't know. I haven't read the book version of the Matrix and the offshoots and there's also fandom groups on Reddit. There's stuff on Discord.
Oh, also, I was talking to a couple that he's blind and she said it, and they said they were watching a movie and audio description will leave certain things out between men and women. And
Oh, absolutely.
it's like a discrimination against us, saying like, oh, they don't need to have a description. Right. So she fills it in for her husband, like stuff that they're left out. And I'm thinking like, here I'm thinking I could trust audio description, and they're discriminating.
Yep.
It's like,
yep, and the idea is just more, well, it doesn't belong there. It takes up too much time to describe this, that, or the other. it would make the movie too long. What are some other excuses? Already we manipulate the soundtrack of the movie and move things around in such a way as to where we can fit the description in there.
Yeah, so it's like even when you think you're getting, well, at least I'm getting more than what I thought, but not the. And it's almost like, yeah, okay, can I live without it? Yeah, I guess I can live without it. So, oh, by the way, did we ever talk about that the Bronco football player who went to the gentleman club that was leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning, and 2 guys followed him and his friends out and started shooting at him on the highway?
Really?
Nope.
Yeah, that so crazy. I forgot. Let's see, hold on. What's the name of the football player who got shot at on the highway? Okay, what is his name?
Random football.
Oh, Josh Rentals.
Doesn't
He's a he's a new wide receiver, and he was leaving shotgun Willies, and I
Oh,
guess that's
wow.
in Glendale. And I guess these guys were casing them. And I heard this on Howard Stern, so I wouldn't know it personally. So you get a bunch of ones and you make it rain. You throw the bills out at these, and so that was for the girls, and then they left, and I'm thinking like, these guys, they probably wear jewelry or whatever, and he was with a friend, and now the coaches or other people are saying maybe you should hire a security to go. What you just want to fit in like the other guys, but when you're making six figures like that or more,
Yeah.
and people see you on TV, it's kind of hard to just fit in with the guys. And so he got a real case of that. And I guess it was another football player that, you heard about the one in San Francisco where the 17-year-old kid was kind of robbed this one football player, and he got shot, but he also, I think he shot the kid back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like, and you just don't think about that. You're thinking like these football players would have a certain sense to realize that they're no longer just one of the guys.
Yeah, their private lives are gone.
Yeah. And so,
Like an actor or anything like that.
but they did find the two guys that shot at him on the highway, and I'm not sure like because the football player, he got shot in the arm, and then like in the back of the head, so it must have went above like the skull and scraped it or whatever. And then his other friend got shot in the arm too, because I think they were in the car together driving down the highway. So it's just makes you think like people can't figure out how to get. I don't know. It's just stupidity at the fullest. But so if you're, oh, I don't know. There's always these banditos, so you can't live your life in fear, but just be aware when people are watching you, and they and you leave somewhere at 3 o'clock
But
in the morning.
situational awareness doesn't come easy. You have to practice it.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
like you
should
guys
be a
being
course.
blind, walking down the street. Do you know if
Oh, yeah.
anybody's following you? I mean, like Alan, when you got hit by the car, were you anywhere near aware of what was about to happen to you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But
I mean, like,
people that
last
are on their
second.
phones and stuff all the time, they're blind. They have no idea what's going on around them.
I did this experiment. I got my vision back for 31 days. It was 20/30 vision when I was about 22 years old. And I focused on one person, and I would look to see how long I could follow that person. And it was like I was a block away, and I said, everybody has vision like this, and even better.
Yeah.
And it was just fascinating to me that I could focus in on one person, follow that person until that person went inside. And if I wanted to, I could have stayed out, waited until that person come back out of the building. And I said, everybody has this kind of vision. And it's just, since I lost my vision when I was 6, I just never thought about, because I've always wanted to be a private detective, but, it's like, because I like figuring out stuff.
Yeah.
But I figure
You
like
became a private eye instead.
yeah. Oh yeah. But that was so
bad,
cool. That was so cool. But the only bad thing about it is because I can only see out of one eye. I saw this mother and son walking towards me, and everything's flat. So it's not no depth to it. They look like pictures, almost like pictures walking if they're far away. And that's it. And I guess, if you have two eyes, the other eye, they balance each other out to give the like depth of like what you're looking at.
Huh.
So it was just interesting that, I did a lot of things when I had the vision, because you never know, I never knew when it was gonna, times was gonna be up and I had to grab the cane again. And then, so it was just interesting. And then I would be walking around at night. I love walking at night and then watching the light shining through the trees and watching them make prints on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Just, just little things like that, as a kid, maybe I didn't even think about that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I was able to see light and shadows till I was about 15. So, wow, thinking about those memories, wow, I haven't thought about that for years.
Yeah. So that's how I'm just thinking about this football player, just, being aware. And so, and they were saying like, well, you got to have this private life. He doesn't have to, because they were saying like, well, maybe he should tell his teammates when he's going to go to a gentleman's house. And the other guy said, well, why should I have to tell anybody? And I'm thinking like, well, not to be on the defensive. Maybe if a few more people know, and then they can watch your back if this is your, and you assume that there's some other guys that this kind of stuff is their kind of thing too. Or
A
maybe you
shotgun
can,
Willie.
yeah, or maybe you can zoom in and have a circuit.
Shotgun
Oh,
Willie, you go down there and talk to somebody. Hey, watch my back, and they'll say, "Yeah, sure, we'll watch your back." How much is it worth?
oh man, oh man! I didn't even know that place was still around, man. That place has
I
been
didn't
on
either.
for years, man. So
Yeah.
so anyway,
I
so
think
I
when I
just
first got out of the Navy, we went in there one time, and
Yeah.
that's first and last time I ever been there.
and my friend,
First and last time, huh?
my
Nice.
friend,
And
my friend used to say he used to love to go eat steaks there because he was blind too. And so
Yeah.
he said they make great steaks. And I'm saying,
Yeah.
okay.
Make mistakes.
So there's this one of those things, man. So anyway, I just thought that was I'm not too much into football, but since they won this, I guess this past Sunday, I guess uh they were still kind of like talking about this, and I think this happened on the 19th of October.
Holy smoke.
Yeah,
All that stuff. So
yeah.
interesting.
So anyway, you guys, you can use our Cash App, Innervision J, $ innervisionJ, to support our show. Also, we're having a giveaway on one of our Innervision mugs, hoodies,
right.
T-shirts, stickers. You can get in a raffle just if you just donate $15, and we'll put your raffle. And every Monday we'll let you know if you have won that particular raffle. So that's what we're doing with that. And also, we'd just like to thank the ones that are sponsoring us: Christian Brothers Moving Company, Denver Foundation, and the what is it? Denver Arts and Venues as well.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I was just hearing about a new person. We have this place over here called the Parish Church, and somebody was telling me about the history of the people that own it, who still own it. And one guy, I guess he stepped down off the board, but most of his friends are on the board. And she was saying, well, you should write up a letter and hit them up. And I said, why not? Because they're getting, for some reason, they're getting the funding. I don't know if the grant writer is retired or what, but they have not. And they get government grants to have the food pantries and stuff like that.
Sure.
So they're running into the problem. They have a senior program as well, and it's just they have this what is it called? United Way. I think it's United Way, and they deliver hot food to different locations where senior citizens go and eat. And I guess this guy had retired, so they're breaking in this other lady, and she got lost. But some people said it was on the Mondays. They say, well, maybe she had one too many celebrating the Broncos. Oh man! And the guy didn't even say, I'm retiring." He said, "Hey, we could have bought him a card, because we really appreciate the guy, because he's always on time." But anyway, so that's just a little stuff that's happening in the world of senior citizens. If you guys are lucky enough
Slice
to,
it like a regular loaf of bread.
to
Slice it like a loaf.
yeah, they get old enough to do this. So
I'm gonna
Ah.
bring.
so anyway, so what else is on your radar, Alan?
Let's see what we got here. Tomorrow on deck, we've got some new stuff on the news cycle. Kamala Harris.
In front of
continue-
the Capitol.
Yep.
Man, you know, man, time is flying. It's 46 after, man. Did we
Yep.
start late?
We did not.
No,
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, man. It's like blah, blah, blah. I think I had a little bit of word salad. Gee, okay.
But yeah, do stay tuned tomorrow. We'll find out a lot on Kamala Harris. There's a guy called George Santos, who was a Republican individual, got into some trouble or whatever like this, and he's apparently come out with some stuff that might be hitting the news cycle.
Oh, now they were going to prosecute him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And did they go
that's
through
New
that?
Jersey or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Did they go through with that,
Yeah.
or is he finding out some dirt on them, so they're pulling back?
Something about some gay stuff, something about who knows.
Oh,
So yeah, it's stuff that people want to hear about,
oh,
and
okay.
we'll see if it
Well,
comes out.
they're saying in some of the Q posts that October is going to be fireworks.
Yeah, it's shaking up. Let me tell you what.
Oh man, okay.
Red
Okay.
October.
Yeah, red
Red
October.
October.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, for those who celebrate it, happy Halloween. For those who don't, what is it called? Happy. It's something else with. They call it something else in the church. Not
Festivus?
season.
Was it Festivus or
Um.
Fall Harvest? Or
Oh,
I don't
harvest.
know.
That's it. Happy Harvest Day for those of you who don't practice the arts or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow and we'll have it going on.
All right. God
Maybe
bless.
we'll have power tomorrow. We're on
Hey!
brownout now, so
That'd be
Hopefully
cool.
so. Oh yeah.
a little bit of solar power left, so I'm here.
Okay. All right. God bless you.